Greetings. Welcome to the Yang-style Tai Chi short form course. I'm Michael Gilman. This is the second lesson in the series of working through the 34 movement short form Yang style of Tai Chi Chuan. This shorter form is gained a lot of prominence in this current day and age, whereas the short form in the past was a more traditional form. This form is gaining popularity because it only takes about 6 minutes to complete. So in the first lesson we worked on commencement, ward off left, right push upward. And so we're going to move ahead from that point on this particular lesson. So let's review first from the back so that you can follow along. We'll review, go through a couple of times this sequence, then we'll add in 3 more movements. All right, so here we go from the back. Standing comfortably. We call this Wu Chi stance or balanced stance, just nice, easy, comfortable stance. Focus your breathing on your lower belly, what we call the lower dantian. And when you feel ready, separate the energies into yin and yang for commencement of Tai Chi Chuan. Ward off left. Right push upward. Good. Let's go again. Sinking the weight onto the right foot. Lift the left heel. Stepping sideways as far as you can without moving the body. Shift the weight to the center. Pong, expanding up and out. Lu, coming back to the center. Ji, pressing forward. And An, pressing downward. Shift left, open to a 45 right. Shift to the right foot and roll up onto the left heel, sinking the weight onto the right foot. Step straight ahead and ward off, Pong. Sink the weight into the left foot, roll up on the right toe. Step out the right heel approximately where the toe was. Don't move the body, don't come out of your center. Shift the weight forward and Pong upward, right push upward. Okay, let's look just a couple times at the details of the hands in relation to the body. So in this, when we're starting, the hands are basically facing the thighs. When we sink, the hands relax and change their orientation more towards the rear, stepping out. As we inhale, the wrists rise up to almost shoulder level. The elbows sink, drawing in the hands towards the body. The palms push outward and relax. The energy once again draws in towards the center of the body, and we push down for commencement. As we shift, the right hand comes up basically straight ahead. We join, turning out the toe. The hand and body move together. towards the right side. It's still right in front of the body, but the body is turned. The other hand is drifted over to the center. As we step, the right hand turns over as if grabbing, and as we shift, we pong upward with the left hand, pushing something out of the way, opening the center. But again, this hand is in the center. Don't forget, always keep your center covered. Next, as we turn towards the right, the left hand still in the same relationship to the body. The body is turning, so the hand is turning with it, but it's turning over. The right hand is hanging and doesn't do too much. It still has a little pong and is standing there. As we step out, the right hand pongs upward to arrive at the center of the body at about shoulder level. The other hand is in the center of the body at lower level. Right, push upward. Try not to lean, keep your back straight. Okay, one more time from the front. Commencement of Tai Chi Chuan. Hands change, shift. Pong, Lu, Ji, on. Ward off. Right push upward. Good. Let me show you what we're going to do next. Roll back. Press. And push. So that's going to finish the first four energies. Pong, Lu, Ji, On. Pong, Lu, Ji, On. So we'll have, by the end of this lesson, we'll have covered the four most basic energies. All right, so always each movement contains basically two major directions. One is the energy gathers towards the body, and then the energy moves generally away from the body. Yin, we gather the energy. Yang, we express the energy. So you can see in this next little section, after right push upward, the first part, Lu, the energy moves towards the center, towards the body. It's coming in towards the body. Ji, the energy moves away from the body. On is composed really of two parts. One is energy moving towards the body, and energy then moves away. On, for push, on, we call this push. Generally, the push in Tai Chi is composed of these two parts. One, you're going to have to break the root of the object that you're going to push away. You've got to get it out of balance, and then the push just happens nice and easy. If you tried to push something that was stationary, it would take a lot more effort, and that's not Tai Chi principle. So here, in this case, for push, something's happening, and I'm breaking the root and then throwing it away. And let me bring John in, John Considine, and so we can demonstrate, if we would, kind of demonstrate this next section. Are we? So if you come on in, John. Hi, John. Good to see you again. Okay, so we've arrived at right push upward. Now, I like to look at usually like a couple of different applications for each movement. Generally, what I would call like a long energy and a short energy, or a passive energy and something more active. So in this case, I'm in right push upward, or I'm basically sort of warding this person off in this direction. So we'll say right push upward. So let's say he just pushes me. You know, if I stick something out, he's going to try and push it or something. Now, as he's pushing me, coming in, I could take it this way at some point, but still he's longer than I am. He could still get me. So what I'm going to do here is, as he pushes, I'm gently going to revolve like a ball. So I want to keep, we've talked about this sort of space that we have here. It's like I have this ball of energy, and as he's pushing in, I just revolve this, which sends his energy off in this direction. I don't want to change this shape and then do it. You'll see this happen on occasion. Sometimes you'll see people come straight back and then turn. Well, I get it's too cramped for me. I'd rather have a little extra room over here. Now, this hand, let's look at these hands here a second. We're going to see this in just about so many movements, that I'm offering him something to push against. I'd rather he push against my arm, which I can control, than my body. So I offer him a nice round space. He's very comfortable with this. The heart of his hand fits directly over my wrist. In this case, when he pushes, I can control him very easily because he's stuck on there. You see, I can move him up, I can move him down. No matter where he pushes me, I can move him over. And in this case, I'm going to move him over here. Now, at this point, when he's pushing, he no longer fits. And can you see this relationship here? Can you get a close-up of this? That there is, so if he's pushing me here, he's got this. Now, as I roll back, at this point, he's separated. At this point, he's going to try and do something different because his push is no longer active on me. So it's at this point, as soon as I feel like I've sent his energy, I roll my hand over to now I'm sticking on the top of him. And he would have a hard time getting out of it. So you see, in this rollback, I start my rollback. As soon as I start to disengage, I roll this hand over and continue my rollback. Now, I'm comfortably on the top. I'm joined and stuck here. So I'm at a great advantage because I can just come up from there very easily. I can press down. I can move him around. His only thing that he can possibly really do is come in this way, and I can just gently move it in. So this is a good position. So this is my left hand is rolling back. Now, something that you really want to keep in mind in Tai Chi is that we don't fight. He is coming, and I'm attaching to him, but I am leading him away. If he's there and I just run away, then I've disengaged and he's free to do whatever he wants. I need to keep the connection. Whatever energy he is using, I have to balance it. If he is very, very soft, then I'm very, very, very soft. If he's more firm, I'm more firm. You know, if he were really hard, I'd have to be very, very firm. Okay. Now, you'll notice as I neutralize John, I'm turned a little bit, my center is a little exposed to John. In fact, what he'd probably want to do is fold in and smash him with his shoulder. So that's the main fear for me. He can't get me with this other side, that's fine, but his shoulder is an elbow. His elbow is able to get me. So that's why I've got two arms, just like that. So this hand comes up and presses right on the arm. This relationship of my hand on his wrist, my other arm on his elbow, you're going to see it often. Almost every movement has this relationship. There's a lot of things I can do with this relationship of elbow and wrist. Okay, so we come back. This is what we call rollback. I'm drawing his energy in. Now you can see how John is sort of stretched out a bit too much. He's sort of leaning a little bit. It wouldn't take much to knock him over. You see, if he's pushing and I stop him, you see he's still in his strength here and his bullfighting here. And so what we want to do is as he pushes, I want him to expand his energy and I'm on his elbow. Okay, now I said there's two basic things I can do here. One is the yin version. In the yin version, I just follow him and I just place this up and I just am here to keep him from coming in. I'm not doing anything, but he can't come in. I sort of have a gate and a wall here. So this is very nice. This is relaxing and common. Now, you also notice that you'll see this a lot when people do rollback, is they'll grab the arm. Now this isn't too bad if I were going to pull him and throw him around, but he's under no threat here. He's not under any real threat. He can attack me, and not feel, real threatened. But if I do this rollback when I'm right push upward and keep this hand up and on the elbow, you see I can get him right from here. So he's nervous. So he's going to have to be, he's got a problem. So this is rollback. Now, this is the passive. If I wanted to turn this into something more aggressive, I can turn this into grab and apply a joint lock. Now here, you see, look at his, stay there a second. You look at his position. His arm is all screwed up. He's upside down. And this, if you put any pressure this direction on the elbow, it could hurt a lot. And in the case, I've got this. This is what we call an arm bar. And so I can either be very passive here, or I can be more aggressive and grab him and either throw him down to the ground or break the arm, that kind of thing. So this is rollback. Now, maybe if you step out for a second, let me just demonstrate this. So here's right push upward. So here's the passive version. I just gently roll back. If I go too far, if I turn too far, what will happen is I'll fall out into the back here. You never go further than nose points to the knee. Never go further than nose points. If I go slightly further, my nose points outside here, it's very easy to get knocked off. Here the nose is facing my right knee. Roll back. Now if I make it a little more aggressive, now I'm going to turn this into a grab, so it turns over a little earlier. And there's a little more, I have a little more energy, internal energy, pressing outward with this hand. So this is roll back, energy moving. Okay, let me try it. Let me show you on this side. From right push upward. There's a little transition, roll back. Okay. So if we were following along behind us, if you were following along from ward off left to right push upward, there's a little transition and we roll back. Okay, once again. Let's add this in. I won't do commencement, but let's add this one in. Ward off left. Right push upward. Roll back. Good. Okay. So let me show you one more time on this side. Ward off left. Right push upward. Roll back. Now, the people are attracted to Tai Chi, the beauty of Tai Chi, because it's this smooth flowing movement. Now, right now, I'm breaking these up into little pieces. Right now, we've got 4 pieces. But really, it's one movement. It's going to end up being just one continuous movement. And I liken it to writing your name. You could do it, print it, M, and put that over there, I, C, yeah, etc. Or what Tai Chi is, it's cursive. It's M, I, C, and somehow we have to link all these letters, and it's the linking of all these letters that makes Tai Chi so beautiful and so appealing to everybody, and it's the most difficult part of it. Anybody can stand like this, M, I, C, and you'll see pictures. This is how a lot of people try to learn it, by pictures in a book. Here's Rollback. Now, what is that supposed to mean? They'll show picture, right push upward. Picture, roll back. Well, how did you get from there to there? So luckily we have, video and stuff like that, so we can discover all those. Or you have a teacher, and it's hard to find all these linking places. But I love the linking places, so beautiful. Like this linking place. So here. As soon as this reaches its maximum, it starts to change and then rolls back. There's a little at the end of every movement. Remember I said last week about the spirit coming out? It's like here, you've got to give the spirit the time to come out. So now the spirit's out, full, and now it's starting to change, and here it comes back around the corner. Now the next movement we're going to do, now we've come all the way towards the body, we're going to come all out again. And then we transition into the next movement of push. Well, there's one other thing I want to say about this. Every movement has counterbalance of energy. I think we started to talk a little bit about that last lesson. That if I'm going to go forward, I have to have some energy inside my body that's going to go back to balance it, so that I just don't go flying forward. There's a certain amount of energy. So for Pong, for instance, the energy is coming slightly downward in the low back. For right push upwards, same thing. Slightly downward. Now, Lu, as the body, the tendency would want to be something like this, to pull downward. Well, if you do that, you lose your structural integrity, plus it's you could get pulled down. So when we roll back, there's energy that goes up. As I roll back, I'm feeling a pressure at the base of my neck. When you're pulling something down, you want to be on top of that thing. When I'm pulling something down, I don't want to be under the thing. When we're rolling back, I want to be on top of the energy. So we send this counterbalance, what we call dui la up. When I press, this is on a horizontal plane. This press is on a horizontal. So the counterbalance is right up in the middle of the back. Okay? If I don't do that, it's very easy to do this and fall over. I've seen it millions of times. But if you put a certain amount of energy in your middle back, what will happen is it'll keep you no way you can go forward farther than you want to go. So this whole counterbalance of energy is called dui la. I have a whole DVD on this, explaining it in detail. Okay, so for rollback, the energy comes up to the base of the neck. For G, press, it comes to the center of the back. On, I'm pushing something down. As I push something down, the energy rises all the way up to the top of the head. Then I go to push it away. The energy sinks down to the very, very bottom part of my body, so I can get underneath. Here, I'm on top to push down, then inside my body, this is an exaggeration, inside my body, my energy sinks down to get underneath the thing that I'm going to push, and then we push it away. Okay? So that's really fun. That's one of those things that requires a lot of study. So let's look a little bit, if John, will you come back here? Look a little bit about G. Okay, so we're here, and we'll use this one. Okay, so he's pushing in, and I'm taking him over. As I said, he's sort of leaning. You see how he's kind of leaning. Now his inclination is A, to get back. This is not a good position for him, right? So he doesn't like it. So as he starts back, I can just pong him, or I can G, which is, bam, send the energy into him. Now G, if I really wanted to hurt John, I would use G on him more than I would use pong. G is like the power of a wave as it crests and smashes down into the ground. I don't want to, oh yeah, so I forget. G is used for inflicting internal damage, for instance. So his wife made me promise not to use G on him today, but so I'll use short G. So here, this is sticking. See, this is half of the energy. The other half comes from this hand hitting into him. So if I did this and this combined, pop, it would send him away. That's a G. G, very powerful. It's like the wave. Pop. Pong is sort of like the swelling of the wave, and this is like the cresting, smashing of the wave. So rollback. This sticks. So I've got sticking energy here. This circles up and bam, hits into him. G. I could also, if he's coming in, here, give me a little pull and then up there, any place. Okay, so that's G. And let's, as long as we're here, let's look at on a little bit. Let's say he pongs me. Now this pong is a strong energy, and if I try and fight it, it's bull against bull. I can roll him, you see, I can roll him. So pong is overcome by either lu, or as he's coming in, what I do is just, bam, just break the root of his energy. And this is called on. As it comes in, you just push it down. He cannot stop this. He can stop, he can stop this straight in, but he can't stop that. So the minute this is, I could either strike him or in this case, push him as he tries to get out. So this is basic on. Yeah, or say if he was grabbing me with two hands, say he was grabbing me. Okay, so what I can do here, you see, is pull him down a little bit and then push him away. You'll see that a lot, this kind of little, and it doesn't take much. It's just a little, it's just if he's pushing, it's just very little to get him out. Just a little break that root and off he goes. Okay, I think that's it for the moment. Thank you, John. Okay, so let's look at these once again. G, roll back. Now this is on him. So this hand is free to get into place. He's on me here. When I roll back, G, now this is predominantly here. I can take this away and I still have him. At that point, this kind of changes its orientation a little bit, and we press. Traditionally, it's palm against, it's like, this is called the heel of the hand. So it's basically kind of heel to heel. That's a good strong structure for this kind of pressing, smacking energy. Roll back, press. You see, it's mostly, the energy is all compressed in this back leg. As it releases, good. And G is generally downward a little bit. The energy usually comes down a bit so that the energy can penetrate the body of the opponent. If I G upward, more like a pong, there's a tendency to throw him away, and it won't inflict as much intensity as if you angle it down a little bit. It just goes forced into the body, as opposed to knocking the body upward. So you'll see, if you look carefully at the hands, that this changes its angle and angles slightly downward. So when this comes in, it's heading slightly downward, just slightly downward. And then we transition into, remember, he comes in with his pong, I just knock it slightly down, get underneath it, and push it away. All right? So let's look at this, from the beginning, ward off. Ward off. Right push upward. Make sure you are well on this left foot. You're not going to fall onto your right foot. Remember, anytime you can step, you can kick. Press your heel down, then pong upward. Right push upward. Roll back. I offer him my left hand. He takes it, and I roll him back. Not too far. Don't go too far or you'll fall. It's only it's only 15 degrees. Then G, the angle starts to turn, this starts to drop, and we come and press. This is pong. This is pong, arm. That looks just like ward off, only the other one is going also in the same direction, called G. The transition between the two is now I can take down and push out. Let me say, you see, this wrist, I can take the energy all the way from my pelvis to the heel of my hand without much obstruction. It's like if you had a hose and it's just straight line, you know, there's very little resistance, all the water comes flying out. But if you start to put some bends in this, even if it's a smooth bend, the flow starts to ease down a bit. If you put a right angle in it, whoop, whoop, and then it makes it really hard for the water to make the turn, and it gets stuck there. And if you make, a little kink here and kink there, that's the same with the body, energy flow of the body. Any kink is going to you're going to lose energy, create tension, places where things back up and have problems. So in this movement, for instance, push, you'll see sometimes, this is the worst offense. When the hand is at a right angle to the forearm, you see here, this energy is backing up here really heavy. And I feel uncomfortable. And if there was some pressure in here, I could actually hurt myself because I don't have, it's my connective tissue and stuff that's trying to hold it. You see, it would be very easy to bend this back. And you'll see this happen a lot in the martial arts. Somebody will grab the hand and then pull it back and then, whoa, that's about it. But if you keep this angle open, then the energy will flow directly out. So when you're pushing, you want to make sure that you don't have that bend. If you do this, you're going to lose a lot of energy. So that means that the elbow is slightly drooped. Now the same thing, if I was doing something like this, you see that the energy is coming out here, coming over here, and coming around. There's all of these weird angles, right? So that's what we call the elbow always has to be drooped. Now the energy can flow smoothly from my pelvis up here. If my shoulder is up, it's going to come up to the shoulder and then have problems, and then go out here and have problems, and then come here. But if it's like so, hanging, you're not going to have the energetic problems, and it'll be really easy to do these movements. So we always have what we call drooped elbows, drooped shoulders, as opposed to having, if you see like rollback, it's easy on rollback to get this arm up, change angles, that kind of thing, pressing. That won't work. So keep your elbows drooped and all that. So let's go from the beginning again. From ward off. This is nice and open, relaxing. Ward off. Okay. Elbows drooping, shoulder relaxed. Very easy to transmit all my energy from my leg to the arm. If this was up a little higher, then it would have more of a problem. It'd come up here and get blocked and all those kind of things. On. Right push upward. Okay, nice and easy. Instead of being up here, there's a tendency really to get up in the shoulders, up in the neck, sink the energy, drop the elbows, drop the shoulders, sink the weight into the feet, keep the back straight. Roll back. Very easy to work. Everything's heavy. Relax. G. Okay. G. Keep the elbows down and on. Press down and follow with a press up. John, come here a sec. In Tai Chi, we never let the arms get behind the body. It's very easy to do this, and you'll see almost so many people do it. If you put one foot forward. Okay, now, don't let me push you over, okay? Okay. Now, since I have him back here, it's very difficult for him to do anything. I can manipulate him pretty easy. Yeah, okay, let's go on. Don't let me push you over. Yeah. See, I can really overpower him. But if I do this, he has his arms here, and I try and push him up. You see, now I'm feeding his root. And all he has to do is just pong forward. I got to go, bop, and off I go. Back here, he can't do that, bop. You see? So we never let the arm get past straight. In fact, a little in the front. Then you see he's just right into his root, you see, and then he just moves forward and off I go. I can't stop it. Okay? So good, thanks. Yeah, so it's very important. It's very easy to think about when we do G, this arm back here, then you're caught. or particularly here on, you'll see a lot of people do this. Well, you see, can't you see how the energy sort of overcoming me here? It's like, whoa, you know, as opposed to here. Now I'm nice and straight and open. Okay, once from the beginning, facing you, from ward off. Join, lead. This is what we call control, where I've got to grab, I've got a place to go to, and then we pong them away. Ward off, left, come into your center, sinking the weight into this foot. Now I'm sprung, I could kick, I could jump, I can move, and still I step in and pong upward. I could grab him, and as I grab him, I form an arm bar, then press, bam, smash the energy into him, and finally on, pushing down, and coming out. Okay, once more, I think we'll still go once more from the beginning, and then we'll add another movement in. Comfortable, relaxed. Commencement of Tai Chi Chuan. This we call Pong. We're just here explaining with the energies. G and on. Ward off, left. Open. Control. Expand. Push something away. Come back to your center. This is mini Lu. Then it pong upward. Right push upward. Good. Lu, roll back. G, press. On, first down. Then you're kind of getting underneath it and push away. The next movement is what we call fist under elbow. And it's the biggest movement in this form, really, the most complex. Good. Now, if you had seen the foot video, you know that we have bow and sit stance. We talked about the bow and sit stance, and I call turning bow and sit stance. The other stance that we're going to do now is what we call ding bow stance on heel, or it's sometimes called empty stepping, whereas the heel touches down, but all the weight is on the back foot. And this is really a foot kick at this time. Kicking down. So ding bow, there's also ding bow, empty step on toe. Sometimes we touch on toe as a kind of more or less usually kind of a transitional step or kind of a stopping place for us. And this is ding bow and heel. The back foot is still at a 45-degree angle to whatever direction we're headed, as opposed to if we tried to do it like this, it would be very uncomfortable. So if we're at 45, we do this, we're in good shape. Okay, so fist under elbow is a big movement composed of some fun little martial ideas. So I guess, John, I need you back again. Okay, so if you come on over on this side, so we can see this from the front. So he's going to be sort of on a diagonal to me. Okay? I've just finished push, and he's back there over on a diagonal. So generally in Tai Chi, once you're dealing with something, you turn, and we have, remember we talked a little bit about this sort of get ready position, that you're kind of ready for anything. And so as I finish with this and I hear something behind me, I turn to assess the situation. In this case, he's going to be punching at me, trying to get me with this hand. But what I'm going to do is neutralize this down. Okay? Neutralize. So he's punching me. Part of it is, see, my weight is on this foot. And as he punches, bam, he would get me. So as he does that, I just gently shift the weight back. I'm sort of getting out of range, so it wouldn't bother me too much. So at the same time, I join and lead. Lead. Now you see, he's having the same problem here, that he's getting a little bit out of his range, and his upper body is exposed. So what I'm just going to do from this place, I'm just going to flip up and hit him up in the nose, like this. Bam. Bam. So it's very easy once this is down to just come right back up, right? But John's not so easily fooled. Yes, so he would, you know, when he knows that when he's punching, he's got to protect himself. So as I do that, he stops me. But you see, this hand is free, so I cover with this hand. He stops me. So now he's not in, you know, this is sort of a situation. So what I'm going to do here at this point is I'm going to pull him. This hand is right here. I'm just going to pull him. As I pull him, I come around over to this side of him, and I can hit him over the head. I can punch him. You see? I can chop him. I can grab him, and then this hand comes up either to break his neck, hit him in the nose, poke him in the throat, chop him in the chest, or do the things that I don't need to do to him. Okay, so here we go. So once again, so first I turn, I neutralize, and come in. So of course all of this would be done faster. Okay, that's that. So now let's see if we can pantomime this. First I turn to assess the situation. He punches in, I neutralize down. As I slap, this hand drops down to cover, but I have no weight here. This is what's called a T-step, and I'll explain that in a minute. I then grab a hold of him, and as I pull him across, I step behind him, and this hand comes up to hit, grab, poke, chop, and I'm going to end up making a fist, pull him, and poke him. This is called fist under elbow. Now, fist under elbow is under on the horizontal plane, but not over on the vertical plane, horizontal plane. So, and this ends up in front of my center, and this ends up in front of my shoulder. Okay, so let's look at the foot movements for this movement. So push, we've ended up ward off, right push upward, roll back, press forward, and push. So here we are. Now, we're going to shift the weight back. As we shift the weight back, we're going to turn this toe in to this corner, what we call a 45-degree angle. Okay, now we're facing, this is straight to this wall. Right push upward is a little bit to the right, and roll back, press forward, and push. Those are all a little bit to the right of straight to this wall. So when we come back, we turn, and this toe ends up straight towards this wall, I mean the corner, 45. We then shift the weight and take the weight off of this other foot, so we're on the toe. Now this foot is free to do whatever it wants to. So as I slap, this is what's called a T-step. The heels are about on the same plane, lined up. It's not like over there, or it's not crossing up. It's right by the other heel. And by the toe, about the same length as the toe. It's not further than the toe, and it's not as, not up to where the toe is. So it's about where the toe is. This is what we call a T-step. And it's used in a transition if I want to make a turn, a tight turn. You see, we use these little T-steps. So when we come back, we turn the waist, turning the toe to 45. We pivot. Now I'm basically facing straight ahead, and I make this little T-step, and now I'm facing sort of a little bit to the left. I shift the weight on. Now this is the hardest part right here because we're transitioning slowly. If we do this fast, it's very easy. But because we're doing it slowly, it's more difficult. So how we do it slowly is we put the foot down, roll onto it, and lift this heel up. So now I'm on this foot. We then step out towards the corner about the same distance and length as this other foot. We then shift the weight onto this foot and finally do dingbo stance on heel in this new direction, which is to the left of our starting direction. Okay, so let's do this again. This is the most important. The foot movements are always the most important. If there's ever a problem in Tai Chi, we always say, look to the base, look to the feet, look to the legs. That's where the problem lies. We shift and turn. Shift and pivot. Step down, shift and roll up. Step out, shift, roll up. Dingbo stance on heel. So if we count this, let's count this. How many steps are there? 1, shift and turn. 2, shift back onto the right foot. 3, press the foot down. 4, shift the weight onto that foot. 5, step out. 6, dingbo on heel. 6 pieces. Okay, 6 pieces. Okay, let's see how the hands go. Transition, the arms lengthen. 2, the hands just come with the body to a 45. 3, the slap down. Remember, I slapped him down, came the weight onto the right foot. 4, as I slapped up as I made this T-step. But no weight was shifted. Don't shift your weight. 4. 5, I'm going to pull. I'm going to pull myself into this step. So we're going to roll, pull. 5, this hand comes up. Make a fist. This hand, it's almost like you're drawing a pistol when I was a kid. Fist under elbow. One, we shift and turn. 2, we knock down. Or I'm not sure that counting at the second. Up and down. Pull, slap, fist up. Let me do that facing you so you can see a little bit. So shift back and turn. Now remember, he was behind me, now I can see him. He punched in. I neutralized down. I slapped him, this hand covered. He stopped me. I grabbed him, came around, and either slapped him, grabbed him, or something. I made a fist, and this hand comes up, fist under elbow. One, 2, 3, 4. Now I know this is a big movement, and we're going to work on it. We're running out of time, so we're going to work on it the next time also. But it'll give you a chance to get it going and start your practice, and then when we see it the next time, we'll clarify it. But really, work on the foot movements in particular, okay? So let's go from the beginning. follow along. Commencement of Tai Chi Chuan. Pong, Lu, Ji, An. Ward off left. Join, lead, control, release. Right, push upward. Pong, upward. This is sometimes called ward off right. Roll back. Press. And push. Fist under elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, I hope you're having fun. I'm enjoying myself, and I hope you're enjoying yourselves. So practice, listen, practice now. Develop a nice habit. Practice, practice, practice. Okay, so thanks a lot, and I'll see you again next time. Huh? Okay, I want good reports.